If you only saw Portland through their cameras, you'd think it was a war zone.
More people!
Look at the white guys! Oh.
A city under siege by radicals. But that's the story they want you to see. The real story is how a handful of creators turned a protest into product and chaos into content.
Why you wearing a girl's backpack? Magilla Gorilla.
Episode 2. This is where we'll talk about the business of outrage. Because what happened out front of Portland's ICE facility wasn't journalism. It was marketing.
It's cold. It is cold, man.
Like
Why don't you tell everybody what your handle is?
Handle is?
Let's talk about the people driving this circus. People like Cam Higbee, Nick Sherley, Tommy Boi, and JD, and many others. The self-proclaimed truth tellers of the right. The truth isn't what they're selling. Conflict is.
Why you bringing little kids out here, bitch?
They've built their entire careers off confrontation. Not by investigating corruption or exposing injustice, but by baiting strangers into looking like villains on camera. The goal isn't to show you what's happening, it's to make it look worse.
Do it. Do it. We already lost one umbrella. Come on. What just happened? Hey, take that helmet off. Take that helmet off.
I mean, look at this still frame right here. The amount of cameras just pointed on the single interaction says it all. Who's at the forefront of these interactions? Making sure they can get clips and likes? I used to watch some of these guys. I used to think that they were doing real, raw, independent journalism. The type that mainstream media kicks away. But once I got in front of their cameras, I started to realize that they weren't reporting about what was happening. Only what they could make happen. Tommy Boi, within the first 30 seconds of his stream starting, was talking about spraying bear mace on the protesters' stuff to try to agitate them.
Tonight, to bring bear mace, and while they're all distracted, just go bear mace all their shit in their camp.
He went on later in the stream to get a hold of what's called dough pee.
We got the dough pee.
What he was claiming was worse than fart spray.
It's worse than fart spray.
He was going to use that against the protesters by spraying it on their stuff.
To spray on all their shit whenever we walk through there.
JD Delay was there, and he didn't stop him. He co-signed it and laughed.
There's a word that it might end up getting sprayed all over the other camp. It's a suit. Oh, yeah, any type of trouble we could get in.
That's not journalism. That's performance art for the algorithm. Every day that we were there, Tommy stood on the corner yelling and harassing people and anyone who would go by. Sometimes streaming this to 50 to 60 to even 70,000 people. He's not reporting the story. He is the story. Eventually, he was banned from coming within 200 feet of the ICE building after baiting someone into a fight. He later called it a KO. His crew cheered, saying Tommy's the only one who's knocked out terrorists. These are the people that are claiming to defend your free speech. Nick Sherley and Nick Sortor have been to the White House, talking about how Antifa terrorizes Portland, directly to the President of the United States. And yet, their own footage from that weekend paints a completely false picture. They showed one small tent, a makeshift shelter in the rain, and called it Camp Antifa, a supposed base of operations for domestic terrorists. They even went to a man's apartment because they decided he was the leader of Antifa and started harassing him at his front door. That's not reporting, that's stalking. The content wasn't about documenting the truth. It was about manufacturing villains and giving their audience someone to hate.
$50 super chat. You should get a group together and go to Chandler's. Hey!
We're going to Chandler's?
For the $50 super chat, somebody says we should go to Chandler's.
Where does
Chandler live?
Okay, but there's a rule. If you go to Chandler's, nobody open the fucking door, okay? Chandler! We gotta get a group, like a whole group. Okay. Chandler! Hey!
When these creators post their clips, the yelling, the chaos, the outrage, it doesn't just get views, it recruits. It inspires more people to grab their cameras and chase that same adrenaline hit, the same viral moment. But when those new creators show up, they learn fast. You either join in the slandering or you get shut out. And if you don't feed the beast turns on you.
You're the town hall.
Yeah, no, let me see your ass.
Yeah, see, exactly. Did you have to take your tongue out? I can smell you from here, you stinky.
I saw it firsthand, a tight circle of streamers building themselves up and tearing everyone down. They turned political tension into content economy, and the only currency that mattered was outrage.
Trans women are men, you'll never be a woman.
Watching Nick Sherley and people like Tyler Oliveira, is what got me into this line of work. I thought they were real, true, independent journalists. Boots on the ground, truth over clicks kind of people. The new videos or new thumbnails or viral raw moments don't feel the same. And they got this back of the head feeling like they're all staged and fake. It plants distrust in the people who are trying to do this right.
Yeah, it's like you look at some of the footage online, right? Mm-hmm. And then like if you see it in person, you find out, like you zoom out a little bit, and it's just tons of people with cameras. Mm-hmm. Most people have cameras, and then there's like a handful of people that are just like, I just don't like what ICE is doing. I just don't like what Donald Trump is doing.
And that's the real damage. Not just the chaos in the streets, but the slow erosion of trust in independent journalism itself.
Biggest harms, because they're not here to learn about the people. They're not here to say, hey, can we have a discussion about what's going on? And they've literally impacted so many people.
Every argument, every insult, they need it. They poke, they film, they provoke until someone finally reacts. And then they clip it to look like self-defense. It's political theater disguised as reporting. It's toddlers saying, I'm not touching you, just with better cameras. Cam Higbee even slapped a sign out of a veteran's hand after he brushed his shoulder with it. They turned that into another viral clip. More outrage equals more views. They use the same formula over and over again. Provoke, record, post, profit. Most of the protest was peaceful. People talking, chanting, sharing food. A local stand handing out free Mexican hot dogs. But you won't see that on their channels because calm doesn't go viral. They sold Portland as a war zone, but it wasn't war. It was content. They didn't come to Portland for answers. They came for content. And the story that sells best is chaos. I'm Jay Newton with Groundline Politics. Stay grounded.